Guys, before this video starts, I just want to preface this. I wanted to love Call of Duty Vanguard. In fact, throughout this series' most controversial points, I have not only stuck with it, but defended it. Call of Duty Ghost, I defended it. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I defended it. Black Ops 3, not at launch, but now, I defend it. Infinite Warfare, everyone's most hated Call of Duty game, is one of my favorites. Yes, I defended it. World War II, I defended it. Black Ops 4, I defended it. And Cold War, I defended it. Okay? The only game that I have agreed with everyone was absolute dog shit was Modern Campfire 2019. Okay? So I really want to love this game, okay? When we got the reveal and everyone was like, oh, another World War II game developed by Sledgehammer, this is going to be a mess, I was very optimistic. I thought it looked great. Sledgehammer hasn't disappointed me in the past, and World War II is the time period I actually really like. And even though I heard the new engine was coming back, when I had my doubts at the thought that they were going to bring back a lot of Modern Campfire's most annoying features, I was very confident that Sledgehammer would be able to implement them very well and tune them to, make them more bearable. And to an extent they have. But guys, it's just disappointing that I have to sit here and tell all of you who are watching this that I hated the Call of Duty Vanguard beta. And it's not just the beta. It's the fact that this beta, there's no way they're going to be able to fix any of my main issues, my core issues of the game by the time it comes out. And even when it does come out, there's no way they're going to be able to fix it. Like, my hatred for this beta extends beyond just a few technical issues and just how the main game is. I've lost faith in Call of Duty. Note that I have been a huge fan of this series since 2014. I know that's not a long time, considering like some people were around when Modern Warfare 2 came out. My first Call of Duty that I got on release was Advanced Warfare. All right, I'm a newcomer relatively. Like, even though Advanced Warfare is a very old game, still it's not an old game when compared to the more older titles in the series. All right, I am not a super OG fan. Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that I love this series. And I've played most of those older titles. I grinded Black Ops 2 back in the day when the servers weren't hacked to shit. Same thing with Black Ops 1, even though that game was dead by the time I got around to it. I played all the older titles, most of them, and I played a lot of these newer titles, and I am totally convinced that, guys, I'm just going to say it, the series is dead. I know that comes off as me exaggerating or just playing for clicks or whatever, but guys, the future of Call of Duty scares me if this is the direction that Activision is taking it, alright? Call of Duty Vanguard, I don't even know where to begin, alright? I guess I'll start with the visuals and presentation. It's kind of funny, because with Modern Campfire, the visuals were out of this world. The visuals were breathtaking and ultra-realistic, but that came at a cost at a lack of color, alright? There wasn't really a whole lot of color to the game. A lot of it looked pretty bland. Despite it looking realistic, it just wasn't really pleasing from an art direction sense. And then Cold War came out, and people talked about how the graphics weren't all that impressive like Modern Campfires, but it still had a lot of color. And it was very great from an artistic standpoint. And then that brings me to Vanguard, and I can't believe that they actually took the worst from both worlds. It does not have Modern Campfire's realism. Like, the graphics look like the World War II game that they released in 2017 looks better. Looks more realistic than this game does. That is insane to me. Not only does it not look realistic, but it doesn't even look colorful. The color is very bland. The color palette that they have is boring. So the visuals are probably the worst visuals we've had in recent Call of Duty. It doesn't look realistic at all. It doesn't look colorful. Nothing presentation-wise, from a visual standpoint, is pleasing in the slightest. It's a bit more colorful than Modern Campfire, but that's not saying much. And I can't even be that generous to the sound department. Now, what I will say is I like the sound of the guns. They did a good job in that aspect. But it doesn't matter. You all know why? Because I can't hear shit. Okay, there would be someone literally spraying their STG right next to me. I can't hear them. I can't hear him. And it's not because I'm deaf. I can play Cold War, and there's an enemy a few feet away from me firing an AR. I will hear them. And in a modern campfire, I can hear people pretty well. In fact, I can hear people from across the map. You want to know why? Because people in that game sound like they're 800-pound sumo wrestlers with giant cowboy boots just stomping around. So it's pretty easy to hear in that game. But in this game, the audio mix is terrible. I can't hear where people are. And it's funny because I can't even rely on my sight to see where people are. Because the visibility in this game is awful. Now, granted, they have improved it since the alpha, but it still doesn't change much. Most of the time, you are going to be shooting at people's player tags. You're not going to be shooting at the player itself. You're going to be shooting at the player tags. And another thing is that whenever you fire your gun, the vision's super blurry. So, like, yeah, most of the time, you will just be shooting at their name tags because it's so hard to see where people actually are. Now, granted, they can fix a lot of that stuff when the full game comes out, okay? Maybe they can improve the visibility a little bit more. Cold War had a visibility issue too before, the enemies were broad as day. So maybe they can fix that. Maybe they can adjust the audio more. But I'm just saying what I saw from the beta, and it didn't please me at all. But that is just presentation, okay? That is just presentation. Gameplay. I don't know what to say, really. It's the same shit that we saw in 2019. Okay, it really is. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start with the weapons. STG and MP40. That's all you need. That's all you really need. Just STG, MP40. There's no reason. Maybe the autonomy gun as well. No other reason to use any of the weapons. Now they can obviously tune the weapons, but when the final game releases. But guys, I have little faith that they're going to have really good weapon balancing this year. It happens in every single Call of Duty game, every single one. Modern Campfire had your typical meta weapons. Cold War has its typical meta weapons. There's going to be typical meta weapons in Vanguard. It's just tiring at this point. I'm sick of looking at the kill feed and seeing just one weapon being used over and over and over and over and over again. What's the point of introducing all of these weapons to the game and having all of these 10 different attachments you can apply to it if 3 out of all of these weapons are really the only ones that you should use? So yeah, we're likely going to have meta weapons this year. I mean, we already have meta weapons in the beta, so yeah. But that's just a small point in this section. Okay, they can fix that. I doubt it, but they can fix it. But then that brings me to the other part, the maps. These maps are too damn big. I don't know what are they doing. Okay, these maps are granted like. You'll be playing 6v6 on some of these maps. Some of these maps could literally be an entire campaign level. I'm not bullshitting you. These maps are ginormous. They could be an entire zombies map. I'm dead serious. You could literally take one of these maps and make it an outbreak zone in Cold War. Like, these maps are ginormous. And, I know with Blitz, it'll be 14v14. I was playing 14v14 on the Red Cross or whatever the hell that story map is called, and it was still very hard to find somebody. I would run around the map for 3 minutes trying to pinpoint where people are, and then I would meet someone, one of us would die, and then the poor sap who died would have to spend the next 3 minutes trying to find their next gunfight. Now, I will say this, these are good maps, but they are not good Call of Duty maps. If this was maybe in, I don't know, Battlefield, like a large-scale FPS, like multiplayer mode, maybe like Fireteam mode in this game, sure, I could see that. But Call of Duty is supposed to be a fast-paced, archaic shooter. You cannot have fast-paced gameplay when you spend 3 minutes trying to find someone. It's just ridiculous. And don't even get me started on the spawns. Oh my god. There were multiple times that people could just spawn in front of me. Not only that, but the enemy spawns are so in your own spawns are so hard to predict. It's just all over the place. Yeah, these maps. I respect Sledgehammer's work ethic, right? They're bringing us 20 maps on launch. A lot of these maps are super freaking big, and you know what? That takes a lot of time and work. But it's just unnecessary. All we need. Feel free to roll your eyes, but all we need are Treyarch-styled 3-lane maps. That's all we need. It's very easy to find people. It keeps that fast-paced archaic action that the series is known for. And then the fast time to kill, guys, I don't even know what to say about this. If someone shoots at you first, you're dead. Right? It's just that. You're dead. It's been like that ever since Ghost when it came to Infinity Ward games. And then when it came to Sledgehammer games, they for some reason they take more inspiration from Infinity Ward's games than they do Treyarch games. So yeah, it's the fast time to kill. It's just utterly ridiculous. I know that a lot of people like this fast time to kill because it makes the game more fast paced and it feels good whenever you're popping off, killing all these guys super quickly. But that's only when you're not on the receiving end of it. I understand why people like this fast time to kill, but I'm just not a fan of it. When I'm playing a game like this, I want to have time to react to somebody if they're shooting me. If someone is shooting from behind me, I should have the ability to quickly get behind cover, maybe use a stim, and then like jump out and re-challenge the guy, right? Like there should be reaction time to these games. But no, in Vanguard, there's no reaction time. If someone shoots you first, you're dead. Unless they're dog shit. I'm sorry, I just don't like getting sniped from halfway across the map with an SMG. I like... So yeah, the fast time to kill, I really don't like it. It's very annoying to deal with. And yeah, that's just my personal opinion. And then we got skill-based matchmaking. Oh boy! Skill-based matchmaking is really the thing that's going to kill the series. It really is. See, here's the thing when it comes to Call of Duty skill-based matchmaking. I don't like the idea of skill-based matchmaking, but it wouldn't be as bad if it worked. But skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty does not work at all. It's a constant cycle of you do great one match, then next match you do horrible, then you do great next match, then you do horrible next match. It's the same repetitious cycle. What a lot of people don't get about Call of Duty is it was never a competitive shooter. It was as always just a archaic, fun shooter that anybody could hop on and just have a fun time with. But with skill-based matchmaking, that entire concept goes out the window when you have to sweat your balls off 24/7. There's no room to maybe experiment with a different weapon or have fun or try new tactics. When the entire enemy team is using meta weapons, meta strategies, the game is just not fun that way. It's just not, guys. And like I said, it doesn't even work. And for all of these guys who's like, oh, you just want easier lobbies. Do you know the way skill-based matchmaking is structured? It is now more easier than ever to get into easier lobbies. The system is so easy to exploit, it's actually ridiculous. Like, the system just makes the multiplayer not fun. Like, that's all it is. It literally just makes it not fun. It's a sweat fest every match you play. And it's just complete dog shit. Completely goes against the fundamental root of the series and why it got so popular and why so many people had fun on it. Like, all of this could be solved with a ranked mode. I know the way skill-based matchmaking is, it increases player retention and it makes Activision a whole lot more money, but it comes at the cost of the quality of the series. And it's why I, quite frankly, might not be buying these games anymore. If it wasn't for zombies, I would have quit this series back at Camp Fair. Really, zombies is the only thing making me want to buy Vanguard. Like, that's actually really sad to see because I've enjoyed the multiplayer components to most of the past games. But really, the only reason I have to buy this game is for zombies. Campaign is a nice added bonus. I love the campaigns in Call of Duty, but really, let's be honest, you play it once and you don't touch it again. So there's no reason to pay $60 just for the campaign. It's sad because the campaign actually looks pretty good from what you've been seeing, and it's clearly where the most passion and creativity comes from with the team, but that's really it. It's just not worth $60. It's not. So yeah, that's just everything with multiplayer. It's a giant mess over there, and that's only like the main things. I could go on and on about how the gunsmith is, and just how there's no factions in a World War II game. It's so ridiculous. Even Cold War had factions. And Cold War is a game where you can play as Judge Dredd, set in the 80s. And that game had factions. How does a game based off of the most large-scale global conflict we've ever had in human history not have factions? That is insane to me. So yeah, I mean, really that's it when it comes to Vanguard. The campaign at least looks pretty promising. I will definitely be getting it for the zombies, especially since it's continuing the Dark Ether story, a story that I'm relatively invested in, even though it could do better. But yeah, I'm not pre-ordering this game. That's for damn sure. I was planning on pre-ordering this game so I could get a head start on that camo grind, maybe be one of the first ones to get it. But I honestly just don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm probably not going to touch this game's multiplayer with a 10-foot pole. It takes the worst elements out of the entire series and just mashes it up together. I don't want to play it. And it sucks because Sledgehammer seems like they're a very nice studio who cares about making a quality game, but I just don't know what happened here. I really don't know. It just sucks. What we've seen from the multiplayer, it just sucks. And I'm not confident in Call of Duty this year. It's kind of funny, too, because every single year, I've drooled over every single beta. With the Infinite Warfare beta, I couldn't put down. World War II beta, I couldn't put down. Black Ops 4 beta, I couldn't put down. Modern Campfare's beta, I couldn't put down. And the Black Ops Cold War beta, I literally played the entire duration it was out. But this, I played a few matches with my good friend Brandon, and then I stopped, and I deleted it. That's how disgusted I was with the current state of the multiplayer. And I already see you guys going over the comment section like, but this isn't the full game yet. It doesn't matter. You know damn well that most of the main complaints I've had are not going to be fixed when the main game does come out. This isn't a beta, it's a demo on what we're going to be seeing. And what we're going to be seeing looks like absolute dog shit. And you know what? When it comes to the grand scheme of things, really, this game is a Warzone DLC. Same thing with Cold War. I felt that game was literally just a Warzone DLC. It's clear that Activision's main attention is to Warzone. And the more that keeps up, the more these games are going to feel uninspired, bland, and all feel the same. And next year, we get Infinity Ward's Modern Campfare 2, which is likely going to be the same rehashed shit we saw in 2019 and now in 2021. And I'm not looking forward to it. And if the series keeps going in this direction, honestly, I don't even think I can call myself a fan anymore. If these guys don't get their shit together, then I might honestly quit the series. The only thing keeping me attached now is zombies. And eventually, zombies might get boring. And if that day ever comes, then I'm just going to quit the entire series.